Hey folks, Studio here. So today I'm going to be showing you a replay of myself, and I don't like doing this. I don't like doing this because frankly, if I try and judge myself, I feel really odd and I either go too harsh or too serious, and it's just like, it's really hard to be an honest critic to yourself, which would actually be the subject of a short in the future. Anyhow, today we're going to be looking at how I learn characters, how I learn to play, just at the beginning, the first impression. Now, this game I will not be doing very well. This game will be a loss for me, and realize that even though I play really dumb, it's because I was trying to do something that I'll explain in the future, and I was also playing with 4 other people that I knew in a normal queue, so they knew what was going to happen. They knew I was not going to be playing, a very serious, calm, passive game. They knew I was going to be trying to learn a character. So, that is my forewarning. But I would like to start talking about music. Now, it is my opinion that every character has their own song. Every song will be different between the people who play them, and every song will be different between a game, so no 2 songs will ever be the same. Now, what does a song sound like? Well, I don't know. Let's look at Nasus. What would his song be like? What is he going to do for the very beginning of the game for really, I'd say, almost the majority of games based off how long they're lasting right now? He's going to be CSing, hopefully passively, hopefully not getting much aggression from the person he's up against, from the enemy jungler. Now, what would a song like that sound like? Maybe just a very nice introduction, a very long and slow intro. Time by Pink Floyd has like the clock intro, so it might be something like that where it's just, it's showing something. It could just be some nice bass, maybe a rhythm guitar, but not a whole lot going on. It's going to be slow, it's going to build up, and it's just going to eventually burst out into this epic, grand Nasus song. There'll be orchestras, there'll be cannons going off. It'll be awesome. Now, what is LeBlanc's song going to be like? What is she going to be? She's going to be aggressive, in your face. Maybe some metal. I don't know. I'm not actually too big of a metal fan, but metal is really very calm, so metal will just be kind of like punching you non-stop. This is metal. This is LeBlanc punching you, just right there, in your face. Seeing if this messes with my camera's autofocus. It isn't. Screen darken. Screen lighten. Alright. Now, what does a character song sound like, though? So I'm going to use some Sonic Unleashed music as an example. When you see a good player play, when you see like a pro play a character to the extreme, it sounds elegant, it sounds nice, it sounds like this epic, everything is coming together. It doesn't sound like Nasus' song because nobody plays Nasus. When you play a character you've never played for the first time, what does it sound like? It sounds like crap. You don't know what you're doing, you don't know what is on key, you don't know what your goal is, you don't know how fast to play. Everything sounds horrible. So, everything sounds like ass. Now, what's it take to not sound like ass? Well, it takes practice. There are some musicians who are just gifted and you just hand them an instrument and they're just like, let me make magic happen with my hands and throat. Other people, it's like you hand them an instrument, it's like, let me just kind of vomit out noise. And it's okay, I'm a noise vomiter. I vomit out tons of noise. It sounds crappy when I play an instrument. It's like, give me a guitar, and it's just like, well, how do I strum this without, like, making a noise that is completely uninteresting or awful? Now, you need practice. Now, how do you practice, though? This is going to be how I practice. I do not really want to show this replay, to be quite honest, just because, frankly, I'm not very good at this character I'm playing, but it will show, kind of the basics, really how I feel people should be playing to learn, like how they should really try and adapt and get stuff done. Now, I'm going to go ahead and find this replay, which I had here a second ago. I think with just like the server issues, things seem to be going crazy in general, and the question is, can I find where I put that replay? I had it up a second ago. How long will it take to find this replay? I'm clicking on so many Irelias. Oh, I found it. I close all those things that will not want to be seen, and the game is loading up. Let's go ahead and look into it. Now, I'm playing Irelia. I have played Irelia maybe once in the past year and a half prior to this moment. So, how do I play Irelia? What do I do as Irelia to really come out and say like, yeah, this is how I'm learning her? So first, I've seen a lot of people play Irelia on Wicked. So as every top laner ever plays Irelia. And it's like, well, I've seen them play Irelia. I know what they do. How do I go ahead and, play well? So, in terms of following a guide, for example, I referenced it. I looked a bit into the runes, into the masteries. I did not put a whole lot of thought into it, though. This is just the first idea. When you first learn a character, you should not be going, all right, what did this guy do? Because frankly, you don't know what he did. You could read a guide saying this is how you play Irelia 100 times, and you will not remember all of it. You will really not understand it. That's okay. You don't need to spend one game playing a character, just get totally thrashed. If you're really scared, all right, look at a guide, but look at that guide again afterwards. Think of this as homework in high school or college, where it's like, what's the point of this? The point is so you go ahead and learn what you're studying, and you don't do this by reading it once and then just going in. You do this by going ahead and adapting and learning and seeing it multiple times. So read your guide again. It's like reading your book again in high school, except much nerdier. Now, when I learn a character, I learn by being I'm going to say super hyper, and that became cyper. Super hyper aggressive. So I'm not going to ever relent as Irelia. And it's going to end really unfortunate for me. But it's like, alright, I apply pressure, I keep applying pressure. It's like, we both apply ignite. I don't know if I'll get a kill. I don't think I will. Alright, back up then. But the idea is I just never, ever want to stop being aggressive. And what the Shrek? I don't want to look at Anivia, I want to look up here. I think I actually hit level 2 and tried to pressure more. But I know there is a U jungling. I know I'm at risk of dying, but it's okay. I just want to be in there. I want to be super aggressive. I want to do stuff like that. Like, did I really know what I was doing with that? No, I have no idea. I blade surged to a creep, so I would get next to Darius. He hit me with his AoE. I stunned him and I blade surged to him. Did I want to do that? I think so. I don't know. I have no idea at the time what I was doing. And you know what? It's okay. I applied pressure. I did my damage, and I went, okay. So, Darius right now, I can do that against him. It'll work. It'll be okay. If the jungler showed up, I would probably die, but now I kind of know my limits. And also, I'm like last hitting with Blade Surge, and it's really awesome because you fly across and you get all the CS. Darius hadn't revealed to me, at least if he had, I'd noticed that he had Crippling Strike yet. So now he's level 3 though. He can't have Apprehend. I know I can't fight near the tower. That I'm at risk of dying. So actually, Yi actually shows up. I'm not sure why they didn't go for that gank right there. I was very killable, frankly. But I will survive. They actually sent Twisted Fate up here. But whatever. I'm retreating. Now, why am I retreating? Well, even though I'm playing dumb hyper-aggressive, I know that if I go ahead and try and fight at that turret, it's not going to work. He can apprehend me, he can pull me in, I can be ganked. A million very bad things can happen to my poor Irelia, and frankly, I'd rather start this off on an okay note. So, I have a Doran's Blade, I have a ward, I have all this map vision, and I can go ahead and be super cool. I'm ahead in CS, and the creep wave is pushing out towards me. Awesome. My early aggression has paid off. Darius, that scary top laner beast, is not looking that scary right now. Now, I don't know how good I really is at certain things, and I'll be punished for this, and I'm just going to forewarn you, it's really dumb on my part. So, I'm just going to keep up the aggression, just never stop. I'm like, oh, Darius is low on HP. Awesome. This is actually really cool. I do not have my ignite up, so I don't want to go totally all in. But I just do not stop being aggressive. And why do I not stop being aggressive? Does Wicked stop being aggressive? Yes, Wicked loves to play aggressively at level 1, actually, like I did before. But he will calm down, he will tone down. And why do I not care? Because I don't know what her limits are. Wicked knows the limits of Irelia. And this is how you learn the character. You play them to the max. You're just like, what can this character do? What can this character not do? And here I find out one of the things I really can't really do at this point in the game. So I tank the creep wave. I'm just like, alright, let me try and just deny as much CS as possible. I take a hefty amount of damage. And can I really regen this very quickly? No. And this is actually a failure on my part. Look how many creeps there are. There is about 10, maybe 12 creeps up there. And I do not clear them out very quickly. I'm just kind of going for what's low. So what do I do now? I want to keep this lane frozen, so I tank the creep wave again. And how much damage am I taking? I'm taking a lot. Down to 700 HP out of 1,000. I have used my health potion already just to freeze the lane. If there were less creeps, it'd probably be worth it because I would have taken very little damage. But there wasn't, so I'm down to 726. There's a big old creep wave. And what do I do as a response? I play like an idiot. I was like, oh, Darius hit me, better play aggressively. No, this was a bad idea. And it's okay though, because that was, even though that idea was horrible and I died, and that was so dumb, it was so ridiculously dumb. See, I'm being hard on myself. I said I would, it's the case. But even though that was dumb, I now know the limit. I now know, okay. So let's see the situation I was in when I dove there. Okay, so if I'm at 750 HP, Darius is freshly bought, has Ignite up, has 1100 HP, and it does hit me with the Devastate. I cannot actually go into a giant creep of like, wow, that was like 12 minions. Oops. So I now know I can't do that. I now know there is a limit to my aggression. I will not automatically win. I did take Darius down to half HP. Now, this might be the worst example I've ever shown of a game like this because I do not stop being aggressive. And this is part of my playstyle. I want to see, alright, if I never stop being aggressive, how will it work? Now in terms of CS, I am down 12 CS. Darius is level 6, so I can't keep up the aggression. I do have my Ignite up though. That's the big deal. So Darius uses his Ignite, both our flashes are down. I do have a ward that should be dying soon. I have no idea. So here comes Darius up in the top lane. I'm still not level 6. And I hit level 6. And this is like a new thing for me. So I've been playing aggressively on Irelia before. Now, I don't know how well the ultimate will work. So I go ahead, I'm going to press my buttons. Wow, the buttons work pretty well. I survive. And it's awesome. That was cool. And the TF is going to kill me because I had a sustain off creep, so I couldn't get away. So I'm dead. And it's actually not a good death for me. This creeper is going to push up. I think TF actually holds it. But I figured out even from behind I can actually do well as Irelia. Now the big thing is I had Ignite up. And you got to learn, alright, what actually caused that to happen? What was causing those very nice trumpets for me at that moment wasn't that I was just stronger, it's that I had a summoner up on my enemy. So it's important to keep track of things like this. I mean, here's Darius again. I'm going to be a huge jerk to him. I am just not going to stop with the aggression. I do have a ward. I do have Ninja Tabby, which I don't know if it was a good idea, but I bought it anyways. Alright, let's see if this works. So here comes E. Here comes the aggression. I try and go for Darius. I'm so close, I'm so close, I'm so... Oh. Okay. And this is what's going to happen for a long time. I wish I could show a better replay. But that was just kind of, you know, another mess up. It's like, can I really ever not have a ward? No. I mean, a Yi with red buff would have stopped me. Yi with red buff is an okay ganker. His advantage is he applies red buff quickly. But it pretty much means that anybody would have been able to stop me. Like, if Skarner had shown up, for example, he would have stopped me. If GP had shown up. GP, yeah, that guy can jungle still, not very well, but he can jungle. If Gangplank had shown up, he would have caught me. And really, just the idea is never, ever, ever stop the aggression and find out what works. Now, unfortunately, the people I'm playing with, like, not to badmouth them, they're not the best. So, for example, their Twisted Fate went top. They should have taken Dragon. They should have gone right towards Dragon. They would have been able to take it for free because it would have been a 2v1 top. They don't care, really. And I don't fault them for that. This was a game that I knew. It's like, I know how good they are. I know how much they want to play, and Olivia actually dies here. It's really sad. No. But you kind of also have to adapt this to how well your team will play. Something I love to talk about is the resources people will spend. One of those resources is time. So Twisted Fate won up here top. This is why you'll see teams when TF goes top, you'll see them just go straight to Dragon. Because all of a sudden, there is at best a 4v3 at Dragon. If you ever see the jungler go top, it's the same thing where it's like, oh, they're going to have two top versus our one guy. They can kill him, but we will get Dragon. And they'll usually try and kill this tower in response to come out ahead. But really, you're saying, all right, you guys are going to do that. We're going to spend our time doing this thing. That should come out equal. My teams aren't doing it. They don't care. I mean, it is that like in between of tryharding and not tryharding, where it's like we will play well, we will not coordinate though, which I can respect. So Darius is back in this top lane. What have I learned? So I know with Ignite I can do well against him. If it's a 2v1 and it's Twisted Fate, I can kill him. If not, I will lose. And I know that I can pressure him just like crazy anytime, ever. He goes ahead, uses the engage on me, has the Ignite up though, and it turns out that's enough to kill me. Now what have I learned? Ignite. When he has Ignite up and I do not have Ignite up, I will die to him. If he has Ignite up and I have Ignite up, we'll probably kill each other. If I have Ignite up and he does not have Ignite up, he will die to me. Now what does this say about the matchup? What this says is, not a lot really. It says Irelia's really good against Darius, but with any sort of basic setup, Darius will win. Now if you look at the gold too, I am behind by about 500 gold, mostly after that kill, so before that we were equal. And the gold across the team is not going well. Graves is getting kind of fed bottom. Yi is kind of getting fed in the jungle. I am not helping. TF getting kind of fed mid. I am not helping. So, unfortunately, my aggression led to an advantage for the enemy team. Now, is that a bad thing? I want to look you in the eyes. I want to look you, the viewers, in the eyes and say, is it a bad thing that I'm more or less feeding this game? Not purposely. I'm just trying to play aggressively and find out my limits. It's kind of bad. Yes. Is it horrible? Is it game-breaking? No. This is how you learn. You learn by getting your ass kicked. You want to know your limits. You want to know what is the extreme I can go to. Have you ever seen people tower dive? And they'll come out of the tower with no HP on everybody, like they split the damage perfectly. Now, part of that is just being, very good, knowing you can go ahead and split up that damage, knowing the timings for it. The other part is knowing when you can actually do that. If you tower dive and you die underneath a tower and you go, you got a kill, that's fine. But if you know when you can go ahead and do that without trading, without giving away a kill, coming out 1 for 0 or 2 for 0, or even better for 0 in some really, really unfortunate cases, you know what that means? That means that you are good enough to know this. Now, back to the game. What do I know now? Well, let's recount all the things I've learned. So, in the earlier levels, if there's a big old creep wave here, I cannot fight Darius underneath that creep wave with, I believe, like 700 HP if he has Ignite up. He will just deal too much damage to me. If Master Yi ganks me, with that red buff, that sustained CC is going to be too much to be able to fight Darius, even if he's relatively low on HP. I can beat Darius just straight up in a 1v1 in most situations, though, if I have Ignite up. If he has Ignite up, he will most likely kill me. Right now I'm in a case where I can probably kill Darius just because I have Ignite. He does not have Ignite. I know he does not have Ignite because he just killed me with his Ignite. Can I kill Darius when Twisted Fate is around? Probably. And so we have another fight here. Now, how am I doing in this game? I'm doing not very well. I'm behind, but I can still kill Darius. And now this is something I'm going to know pretty much forever. I can go ahead and deal with Darius if I have Ignite up. Now, unfortunately, we're getting our ass kicked in the bot lane. Like, severely. Like, damn, they just got wrecked, and it was not unfortunate. Their bot lane was actually pretty decent. Like, I saw how they played. Nothing too exceptional. They just had some good basics down. And Illifin, playing from Europe at like level 24, and not a support player, had ping to deal with, had just not being used to playing with the support, and had to deal with Leona Graves, an aggressive bottom lane that if you don't know how to deal with, will kill you. It's all about bush control, man. So it's just kind of unfortunate, but games like this happen. Now back to top lane. I keep wanting to say, like, what have I learned? The answer is I've learned a lot of things, but most of it is just these little basic one-off scenarios. And I'm going to be building my song right now. So I know I can't help Ganro. You screwed there. Sorry, you're dead. But I now know that, alright, in these situations I can play this note and it will sound good. In these situations, if I play this note, it'll sound like crap. And it's odd to say it, but like I will never remember like these very edge cases. I'll never remember, okay, in this scenario I will do well, in this scenario I will do poorly. I will remember, things like, okay, this feels like a situation where I will win it. I think this will be a situation where I can win a fight. It will never really be something consistent like, oh yeah, this is when I'll win fights, this is when I'll lose fights. Now, turret dives like this. I hate turret dives like this. They're so hard to do. They're so hard to survive. Oh, yes! But it's all about building up this repertoire of instruments you can play, of situations you can do well in. And you will never remember them. You'll never be like, oh yeah, here's that one time where I can go, or here's a situation where I can do this. And it's okay to not remember them. Most people don't. Most pro players don't. There are a few that actually do and can recite them off the top of their head, and they're really good. They're incredibly good. But you don't need to know it. Do you know why? Because it doesn't matter if you know something, if you do it at the right time. What's going to matter is your instinct, your game sense. And how do you develop a game sense? You have to know what can happen. You have to know if you can really win fights, if you can not win fights. And it is something that will eventually hit you at the back of your head. Like, watch the minimap, for example. That is game sense. Do you learn how to watch the minimap by just like staring at it? No, you tell yourself, I'm going to watch the minimap every 3 seconds. And you just keep doing this. You keep watching the minimap every 3 seconds. Just 1, 2, 3 glance, 1, 2, 3 glance, 1, 2, 3 glance. And every 3 seconds as you do this, you will eventually be able just to go ahead and notice these small differences. You'll see a face pop up for a second and be like, there's Gint coming here. And of course, different roles will require different, attempts to focus on this. When I played support, I am looking at the minimap pretty much constantly, like almost non-stop. When I play top lane, and just because I'm not used to it, and just because I'm focused like on CSing, that focus kind of goes away. So I have to reteach myself to go ahead and look at the minimap. Now, as for this game, I've learned a bunch of things. I've learned, the very basics of how to play Irelia. I really had no idea what I was doing. It's like I had a good idea of just like buttons I can press and how they work. I now know how to press the buttons, which it sounds odd, but knowing how to press the buttons is the very basics of learning a character. And then eventually you'll learn like how far your character can go, what you can really do. That was not a worthy trade, by the way. So the score, it is like a 13,000 gold difference. We're getting trashed. But this is not a game to do well, and this is not a game where I care if I win. I mean, I care if I win. I want to win, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to learn a character. And you have to realize there will be games like this. There will be games where you're just going to go ahead and play your character and be like, man, I got my butt kicked, but I now know so much. And this is why a lot of people like to play against good players, because you will learn things that will just kick your butt. Also, Aurelia's dress looks, or skirt thing looks hilarious when she moves at 2x speed. But you learn all these things, and they will add up, they will build up, they will be in the back of your mind. They'll be just like, oh yeah, I can do well here, I can do well here. You can communicate with your teammates, like, I think we can win this fight. And eventually you'll learn things like game sense. This is not the thing I'm learning. At this point, I'm just playing like crap. Like, alright, the learning phase is over. Me just kind of rushing out and trying to get kills is because I'm having fun, because I don't think we'll win. And I was on the Trillo. I told my team this. Now the question is, when can you actually go ahead and practice like this? When can you spend the time to go ahead and be like, man, I'm going to play this game, and I'm going to play it to the extreme and be really aggressive? I really recommend it with 5 people. I really recommend if you're going to start your first game with a character, play a normal game alone and just try something. If it works, awesome. If not, whatever. But by the way, the aggression, like, this is something I learned. It's like, all right, if they're all almost dead, I can get a double kill and it'll be awesome. If they stand in a line, I can do really well, but Graves will kill me. This was like one of the funniest parts of the game. It's hilarious. Like, all right, we'll dive in. They couldn't. They had no chance of winning that. I'm sorry, but level 11 Skyrim versus level 14 Graves with 9,000 gold. Oh my. Oh my. And honestly, people, you have to learn from your mistakes. So I made a lot of mistakes this game. I'm 7-9. That score is going to get worse, by the way. The rest of my team, they made a lot of mistakes, but Elephant, he did not know much about the support. He now knows a lot more. He now knows just a lot about where to place wards. Some very basic stuff against Leona Graves. You want to ward in your bushes, because without bush control, they kill you. So he now knows just like very basic stuff like that. He did not know before. So even though he's coming out of this game 0-5, he now knows a lot more. And 5-Yak on Graves now knows, okay, if my support doesn't know what to do, I have to help him out a bit more. Ganro now knows, I don't know what he knows on Skarner. Don't dive Graves. When he's level 14, you're level 11, you'll just die. That's what he knows now. And Light Globe is actually learning a lot about positioning, because I don't know if you've seen it. He's gotten picked off a couple times, usually by like some Yi, Darius, Yi Twisted Fate combo, where he walks out and just kind of gets killed. But we're losing this game. It's 20,000 gold. We're not going to come back. We're not coordinating. We're not playing well. We know we're going to lose. Yi is in like the unstoppable Yi God territory. It's 7-1-4 Yi. Come on, man. We're getting wrecked. And everyone on the enemy team is scary. So it's like we know we're going to lose. Just, keep playing, having fun. I think we might have tried to surrender. I'm not sure, but overall we were kind of enjoying this because when you get your butt kicked so hard sometimes, it's just kind of fun. Just because it's just like, wow, we're just losing so badly. I think at this point I was starting to say, I'm just going to start a fight, and if we win it, cool. If not, whatever. Oh, yeah, Maniac learned something there. Maniac learned that Darius, with his apprehend, will pull you through a wall. Yeah, it's like start fights. If it works, it works. If not, whatever. Because we're having fun, and the game's kind of over. Graves ult hit 4 people, by the way, and Graves ult almost killed 4 people. I didn't get Yi. But yeah. Okay, we're just going to fast forward through the rest of this game. I'll put on direct camera. It's pretty much over. Just if you want to see the end of it. But I've been rambling on and on and on. I've got my butt kicked thoroughly this game. And it's what really matters in especially normal games is that A, you have fun. Normal games are very specifically unranked. There's a reason they don't show losses for other people. There's a reason you cannot easily find out your rating. And it's because Riot explicitly wants this to be fun mode. This is like the Super Smash Brawl of League of Legends. Super Smash Brawl, if you don't know, is designed to not be a competitive game. This is, somewhat competitive, but it's fun. It's there for you to have fun, for you to experiment, for you to try stuff out. Play aggressively, take risks, learn the limits of your characters in this game mode. When you want to play seriously, when you want to go to ranked, that's when you want to apply all the lessons you've learned. Now, I'm not saying don't play seriously in normal games. Do play seriously, because it makes the game more fun. But don't be afraid to try something that you don't know. Ranked is a good mode to, learn something after you've figured out the basics. So, yeah, we want to fight Twisted Fate killed 2 turrets. We're going to go ahead and find them at Baron. And by find them at Baron, I mean they're going to kill us at Baron. And the question is, can we stop Yi? No, we can't stop Yi. Forgot Yi 1v2'd us because he's 11-1-2-1-7. Look at that Yi build. Oh my god, Yi. What has Yi learned? Yi learned that once you enter the Yi zone, you win the game because the Yi zone is terrifying. Yeah. Just look at that Yi. I should have done this daily on that Yi. This is how you win solo queue games as Yi. You just kill everybody. So the Nexus dies, and we have lost this game 15-41 with a 30,000 gold deficit. But even with that 30,000 gold deficit, I'm coming out with knowledge. I'm coming out with something that can't be measured in gold, something that can't be measured with a number. I guess how many things I know. You can try and measure that. Maybe each thing is 1. And the question is how many numbers? I don't know. Let's say I learned, I think, maybe 9, 10 things. All these little fights, all these little things. And they're in the back of my mind. I now know if I go against a Darius, I will play much better. I will not play so aggressively all the time. I will not try and freeze the lane in dumb positions. I will not pretty much commit suicide to find out whether committing suicide was effective or not. It's somewhat effective. If I really had like a good move speed boost, it would be super effective. But it's all about learning. And so that was just with a character. That applies to everything. So you can learn a new character by going ahead and trying out a new item build. Like, you will relearn your character more or less because you'll have these different strengths. You'll have this different perspective. You can go ahead and, learn a new character by trying out just a different lane. Now, try Fiora mid lane. Will it work? Probably not. No, I don't think so. But it might. And if it does, yeah, go for it. Experiment. Try new characters. Try new characters in traditional ways. Try new characters in untraditional ways. And it will be awesome. But you need to learn your song. You need to learn your rhythm. And what is the rhythm I learned with Irelia? Well, you're going to go ahead, you're going to start with this really, just like the first 5 seconds of the song are going to be incredibly aggressive. This is like, I'm going to come out mean because you can with Irelia because of her equilibrium strike. After that, it just calms down quite a bit. You will stay very safe, and there'll just be like these little spurts of anger, little spurts of aggressive music. And with that, with these little spurts, that's when you go ahead, that's when you're being aggressive, that's when you're going crazy. Then eventually, the music will go from, very calm with spurts of anger to just more or less just spurts of aggression, just this in-your-face song. I just never want to stop being in your face. Trying to think of a good song that would match it. I listen to too many happy and nice songs, though. What would Irelia's song be? You know what? You decide, viewers at home. What is Irelia's song? What is the song that defines her? And then just think of your own characters. Think of how their songs kind of build up. But anyhow, this is Studio with a bit of an abnormal daily. Hopefully my replays end up working again soon. I will see you guys in the future.